everyone.
Hi,
Welcome to
everybody.
ReneMarie's Stroke of Luck on Madhouse TV. I'm really happy to be here. Today is going to be a really great show. I have great guests and my co-host, and Joe, and I'm really honored and privileged to have this platform to share a little bit of awareness with all of you. Let me introduce my special guest today. Her name is Rose Pizzi. How do you say it?
Pizzi?
Pizzi? Is that how you say it? I just wanted to make sure I had the Italian the correct way to say it. Welcome to the show, Rose.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. We're really happy to be here. I'll share a little bit of information about your bio in a few minutes. And of course, we have Joe.
Hello!
Joe is our special correspondent here at Stroke of Luck on Madhouse TV. And of course, without saying, my favorite, Bobby Baby Walker, my co-host.
Yay!
Yay! I had to show you something. The Celestine Prophecies. Did anybody read this?
No.
Did anybody read this?
I've heard of it. No.
I just bring that up because that's kind of the way that Rose and I met. Let me share a little story. I guess about 6 months ago. It was about 6 months ago that Natalie started working for Lakeland.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
So approximately 6 months ago, a while ago, about a year ago, I met someone named Michael Cohen from Lakeland Health in Haskell, New Jersey. He is an incredible, upbeat marketing director for Lakeland Health in Wanacue, Haskell, New Jersey. And him and I really connected, and we do a lot of work today. And he really is an avid supporter of ReneMarie's Language of Love. And he actually has called me on a number of occasions to bring hope to stroke patients. I didn't know if you know that. Bobby, you knew that.
Yes.
He actually called me a few times, and I went and I shared with him. Anyway, to make a long story short, Michael hired someone named Natalie for his activities director at Lakeland Health. And she is an incredible, upbeat, young, inspiring person. She really is. And her and I met, and she said, oh my God, she goes, you and my mom would get along so well. You're so much alike. And so Rose and I hooked up, and we met via email, and we met and had coffee, and we chatted, and we talked, and I said, oh my God, you have to be on the show. So Rose has a wonderful bio. Rose is actually a nurse practitioner, which is a remarkable life calling to be a nurse practitioner. But she actually does a little bit of holistic work, right? You want to combine holistic with your practice.
With medicine, right.
With medicine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's start out with the name of your website. Tell us the name of your website.
Well, the name of my website is Be Your Healing Home. And it took me a while to come up with a name because I wanted something simple, but I also wanted something that had a special meaning to me and what I was trying to do. And so the word bees came to me, B-E-E instead of B-E.
Right.
Because it was a symbolic thing.
Right.
I
is that the move?
I wanted to emphasize that, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about the value of bees and what the meaning is. But and then I put the webpage up, and I felt that I had to do something. I had to get the word out.
Right.
And that's why I'm here today also.
Right. Oh, I know, because you're getting the word out. Now, Bobby, you had mentioned that about the bees. You knew about the value of bees. Give us a little bit of information, because Rose is also going to share it, but give us a little history about what you know about the value of bees and how it's needed.
Bees, the honey of bees is, very nutritious, and the the way they congregate together.
Right,
You know?
right.
We were talking about how we need people to step forward and stick together
Right.
in illnesses and the way things happen. For instance, for food, people tend to want to make food plentiful, and in doing so, they do things to, like pump up the food, the cows, for instance, to make them more fatter and juicier
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that.
Well, Rose had
And-
brought that to my attention when we were driving up today. We drove from New Jersey, and we actually were on the journey to Joe's house this morning, which we'll get into a little bit later.
That's right, later.
It was a very interesting. Well, it's always an experience with Joe and I and Bobby and Rose, but she was sharing with me a little bit of. Tell us the medical side and the information that you know about confirming what Bobby had shared.
Well, with the bees, that's totally right. You never see a lone bee. You never see a bee working alone. You always see them in groups because they depend on one another.
Right.
So I like that whole idea because I think we need one another also, and we have to help one another. So if we
Right.
have information, we should share it and try to help one another get better. And then the other thing about bees is they give us something sweet, right? They all work together, and they connect to give us honey, like you said. And that's a very healing. That's a very healing food, honey.
Right.
It has a lot of antioxidants in it. It has anti-inflammatories in it, and they're proving that.
Wow.
It's not the honey that's in your grocery store. We're talking about the real
Real
pure,
honey.
organic
Right,
honey.
right. Do you eat that? Do you eat honey, Joe?
No, but I used to use the bee pollen.
Oh, wow.
And as you know, I breed canaries, and like I'd mentioned to
Yes,
you earlier,
yes.
years ago, we used to give bee pollen to the birds
Oh, wow.
for the nutritional value, and it also helps with fertility when you're breeding the birds. And then I read an article, this is going back many years, well, in the 80s actually, and then I started taking, me and a friend of mine, she used to breed the birds, we started taking the bee pollen. I don't remember if it was powdered form or a capsule.
Yeah, they could put the powder in a capsule.
But I
and then you
kind
could
of
take
remember
it.
a powder. I don't
Right.
know why. And we started taking it. And then, to be honest with you, I don't even know why we stopped. Because it did work for the birds. And I felt great back then. But then,
Wow.
like everything else, it just, I don't know, just dwindled.
What's the difference between the pollen and the honey? Just explain that
Well,
to
the
me, because I
pollen
don't
is
know.
the powdery when they fertilize the flowers. When they go from flower to flower, they're picking out all the pollen. So
Right.
that's the pollen from the flowers.
Right,
From the,
right.
And then they turn it into when they go to the hive, and then that turns into the nectar. That becomes the honey.
Right, right.
But the pollen is the pure element of the flowers that they're taking. So it is
Right.
a powder. It's
Right.
a
Wow.
powder. And they actually said that you can live, the nutrients alone in the pollen, you could live on that.
Wow.
That and water. If you put that in water, there are enough
That's amazing.
nutrients to
Cool,
live on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I said to Rose, I'm actually going to start taking honey. Now, how did you say that you're supposed to take it? What are you supposed to drink first? You said something in the car.
You could just put honey in normal, bottled water.
Okay.
Or you could put it in tea, of course, because it's going to melt. Or you could just take a teaspoon of it.
But you said you should drink something prior to it. I don't remember what we were talking about.
I
No,
don't
that's
remember.
okay.
But
That's okay.
you definitely can put it into different drinks.
Right,
And you could put
right.
it into water. You could boil it and have
Right.
it in boiled
Wow.
water, so it's sterile, and
Wow.
then put the honey in it and
Wow.
drink it that way, so it's a little bit
Right,
sweet.
right, right.
You could do that, but there's a lot of ways, and it's great actually where I work in the office. I tell people that come in with a lot of allergies to gargle with normal saline, and also after they gargle,
That's what you said to me.
take the honey
Right.
because it soothes their sore throats that are irritated from the coughing. there's nothing else going. There's no infection there. But also, honey is good on wounds. You know, it's been proven that honey is good on wounds. But there is no infection there. But it's a soothing element, and it takes the inflammation away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, Bobby, do you know anything about the extinction of bees? Do you know anything about that? No. They're actually. I heard this
You
a long
heard.
time ago.
Yes, there was a whole show on that on.
Tell us a little bit about it.
I think the Discovery Channel. That they are becoming extinct, and they are encouraging people to, I guess, set up hives all over. And I think I told you earlier, a friend of mine from where we have breakfast on Saturdays. Fred's, the infamous Fred's in East Mauritius.
We'll tell you about that later on.
Yeah, that's another story. Her mother is a businesswoman, and she was doing, she had several laundromats, whatever. She sold them. She wanted to get involved into something, and the next thing you know, she started putting up all these hives in her backyard.
Wow.
And she sells the honey, and she's so into it, and I'm waiting to get.
Oh, so she sells pure honey?
Absolutely.
You can get me some.
When I get it, I'll get bottles for everybody.
Well, have a honey.
And back to the
We'll have a honey party here at the show.
But that's pretty interesting because now you said that that's why they're becoming extinct.
Right. They were doing a study, a research study on that, because they were finding that there were less and less bees around, and bees are very important to our food, you know, flowers, food, everything, and so they had scientists actually set up, you know, sections by the hives, by the beehives, because they thought they would find the bees that died by the beehives, but they actually didn't. They found them miles away from the beehive, and then when they found them in groups, they said, "Why are the bees here when the hives are over there?" And they tested them. I guess they did little autopsies on their little bodies or whatever, and they found out that they had memory loss, and they forgot.
Can you believe that?
They had forgotten how to get back to the hives.
Back to the hives.
And
oh my God.
so they did
It's
more
awesome.
research, and they said that it was because of the pesticides. So it kind of makes you think that if it's doing that to the bees,
What is it doing to us?
Exactly.
Right.
you really have to.
And
you
I'm
have
a
to
great
really
believer
think about
that,
those
you know,
things.
like, unfortunately, we haven't had time to test a lot of the pesticides and the chemicals that go into the food system. And I believe that, you know, that may be why we're having so much unhealth or dishealth.
Or increase of Alzheimer's,
Increase.
dementia,
Yeah.
all
Right.
these things.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
You have to look at that. You know, you really have to
You
look
do.
at those things, because if it's affecting our nature around us, it's also affecting us, because we live off those
Right.
plants. you know.
Right. It's funny. we
And
have
that
to go-
is, by the way, I just want to say that the food creators or growers, nothing against you.
We-
I know we haven't had time.
I know. But that's pretty interesting.
Interesting,
you know.
right?
Yes,
So
it is.
that's how that together with togetherness, and we're working as a team, because Bobby and Joe and I have really spoken highly, and it's one of our biggest passions in life is for recovery, no matter what kind of recovery. Love is the answer. Love is the answer.
Right.
And we need each other in life to survive, and we need each other to move on and to grow and to inspire, you know.
Just like the bees.
Yeah, just like the bees.
They
That's
all
right.
need one another, because if one of them doesn't do their job, everything else fails.
Right,
So,
right. So that's pretty awesome. I'm so happy this is her, is Rose's website running across the screen, or is it going to be running across the screen, Tom or Vicky? So this is her website. It's Be Your Own Healing Home.
Be your healing home. Be your healing
Be your
home.
B-E-E,
right.
B-E-E, Your Healing
Healing
Home.
Home.
And it's www.beyourhealinghome.com.
Right.
Perfect. So that's awesome. So and you actually gave me a shirt, and it's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to wear this. It's beyourhealinghome.com. Retreat, revive, and replenish. That's awesome. And on the back it says, be you.
All right.
That's good. That's
Be your
good.
ever-loving self.
That's good.
Ah, very good.
So,
very
Joe,
good.
where are we going?
Where are we going? Renee, we're going. I don't know where we're going, but we're going.
Oh God, that's a little inside joke. Today we got together, and we I said to Joe last week, I said, Joe, I really have a passion to see horses, to feel horses, because horses are energetically, spiritually, and they're healing, and I don't know, there's something inside of me that really wanted to see horses. Why is there a fly in here? What is that?
That's a large fly.
Yeah. It looks like a wasp.
Oh my God.
Don't kill it if it's a
A
bee.
bee?
Don't kill it.
Don't kill it if it's a bee.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it didn't look like a bee, so it's dead meat if it comes
Oh
back.
my God. We could have planned that. I mean, we didn't. You just see what happened? We had a wasp.
It's wild.
Was that a wasp?
Yeah.
And we were
it looked
talking
like
about
it.
bees. That was not.
It's dead
It
meat.
came to
if
give
it
their
comes back.
blessing, right?
That's
It
right.
came to give us
Oh
our
my
blessing.
God, that is like awesome. That's
Saying
awesome.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, so anyway, back to the story really quick, and then we'll take a quick break. I said to Joe, I wanted to go to see horses. So he calls his brother-in-law Steve, or his cousin Steve, and he says, Steve, where's the farm? And I thought it was a farm with horses, and we were driving and driving and driving and driving and driving, and I turned to Joe and I said, Joe, where are we going? And it was right in tune with that song he was singing on the song, and he turned around and he started.
We're going. I don't know where we're going, but we're
We're
going.
gonna take a shot. We'll be right back.
Oh, God.
We're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back.
Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your number one resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the number one supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive, selected for their unique, memorable flavor. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
We'll talk.
Hi, welcome back to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck on Madhouse TV. I'm really honored to have Rose Piazza. I'm sorry.
Pizza.
Pizzi.
Pizzi.
You got to understand that one of my weaknesses because of my stroke is remembering things if I don't practice. But I wanted to share a little bit more information about Rose and who she is. And, it was very interesting. I read her bio on her website. And one of the things that caught my attention was, why am I concerned about life's passions? Well, because not only is this good for life and living, but it also makes you a much healthier, happier person. A person living healthier with an engaged, loving, energy spirit will also positively affect others. And, one of the ways that Rose gets her passion and she flows and she's artistic, and I don't, as a nurse practitioner, another avenue that she does that is she's also a painter, which is very, very interesting. How did you get into painting?
Since I've been, I guess since I was born, I really never went to art school or anything.
It's just something that flows out of you.
It just flows out of me. I started painting. I started painting a little bit more in high school, and then when the hand-painted T-shirt thing was in, like in the 80s, I was doing that. Just looking at something and then painting it. So I didn't sketch it or anything, just painted it.
Wow.
And then as I got older, I had some art shows.
Wow.
And then I started working on canvas. But I wanted to change it up a bit, and I started doing things on wood and painting on wood and using mixed medium.
Wow.
And those are, actually, that's one of the paintings.
Oh, you could show it.
Yeah, that's one of the paintings that's on wood.
Okay.
And it's called Life, actually.
That's funny that I picked that one out of the blue.
Yeah.
Life. I
And-
just picked that out of the blue.
and it's a winter scene with a little sprout of a green
Oh, wow.
leaf coming up, showing
That's
new
like
growth,
the
new beginnings.
Yeah.
Life,
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
There's one. Is there one more? Let's show that one.
And those are my 3 dancers, and that was all done in blues, golds. It's like an impressionistic.
Wow.
That one was
really
sold.
nice. I
That
like
one
that.
was
Isn't
sold.
it
actually.
beautiful?
Yeah,
That was
that's beautiful.
my first painting that was sold at the Ridgewood Art Institute in
Wow.
New Jersey.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. So, aside from that, one of your another passion that you have is that we've spoken about this many times is food and the intake of food.
Right.
Right, Joe? You
Absolutely.
you believe that, and so does Bobby.
That's me.
We're only laughing because of poor Bobby. We always make fun of him. So you have on your website, you have some interesting things that you can make to eat healthy.
And I love organic, and I believe that that more fruits and more vegetables are better than eating more
Right.
meats and more potatoes and more grains. It's a lot healthier, and it gives you energy. So I have some juice recipes online on the webpage. One would be carrots with oranges and ginger,
I
which is a
love
great
ginger.
morning. I like mine spicy, so I put a lot of ginger in it. But
I
you
love
know.
ginger.
But just those three items is such a boost in the morning, and the color of it.
Right.
You know, the brighter the color, they say, the more nutrients and vitamins there are in the what you're eating. So you
Probably
always
just
look for
looking
the
at
bright-
it, right? Just
makes you
looking at
feel
it
Sure.
makes you feel good.
It
Look at
makes
Bobby wore white today. I felt like, oh my God! I was like,
That's
oh my
right.
God!
Color.
No, it's true.
It's the truth. Didn't I see him
you-
through the window?
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, look at Bobby. Look at him there.
I'm just saying, Bobby looks woo today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's
thank you.
right, Bobby.
And look at his necklace. Look at his. What is it? It says Bobby.
Bobby Baby.
Bobby baby.
I've
Is
admired
there a
that
song,
since
Bobby
day
Baby?
one.
By the way, I like to say that it's not Baby Bobby because I'm not a baby. I'm Junior Walker's baby brother, not the Junior Walker, but a Junior Walker. And so I was in the Navy with him, or with my brother, and when I came aboard the ship, they started calling me him. So somebody came along and said, let's call him Junior Walker's baby brother. So that's how Bobby Baby came about. Thank you very much. It's on record for all to see.
And we can repeat that just so we can learn the history. So that's really interesting that you talk about your food and you live what you preach. I
Right.
mean, I think that's the most important thing that I
yeah.
find is that
Yeah.
you don't go to work every day and you don't spread the awareness about healthy eating and stuff like that, but you actually live what you preach. It's
Right.
very interesting. I love the fact that you sent me, where's the information about that doctor? You sent me a Dr. Neil
Bernard.
Bernard. Neil Bernard. He's actually, and this, I actually just got located with this, but something that's very interesting because, as you know, that this program is about stroke and stroke awareness and aphasia awareness, and I'm very interested about finding out about the brain and how it works and and how it can be healed
Healed.
nowadays.
Right.
And actually one of his books is Power Food for the Brain. And let me see if I could show you Power Food for the Brain. Tell us a little bit. I know we haven't read this book,
Right.
but tell us a little bit about the doctor himself.
I think this is a great resource because this is a medical professional who is also an associate professor at George Washington University. He's written over 15 books. And not only does he just write the information, but this is based on research, which is very important. So
Right.
he's written in medical journals.
Right.
He's associated with the medical boards, the medical association. So it's a great resource because there's the medical background with this.
Right.
And so he's a very viable source, a very great viable source.
Right.
And he talks about vitamins and how important they are, and other things that aren't so important. And he talks about not eating so many carbohydrates, which we all know, all the white floured foods, the pastas, the rices. He talks about staying away from aluminum and copper and iron, your heavy metals. And he talks about using the B12 and the B2s. And you were talking about that too, right?
Yes.
The Bs that
my,
you were taking.
my new neurologist, after suffering 7 years of all these excruciating headaches, put me on magnesium and 400 milligrams of B2. And if you go on to Google migraines and headaches, everything comes up as magnesium and B2. But it's got to be 400 milligrams of magnesium and 400 milligrams of B2. It takes about 3 months. I was very fortunate. After 2 weeks, I haven't had a headache.
Wow.
After 7 years,
Wow.
I'm almost headache-free. I don't know, 8 months, 9 months.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So
That's awesome.
there is something to it.
Right.
That's awesome.
I just want to mention that that's something that came up in show that aired in the 70s.
Wow.
That we can actually heal our bodies just from vitamins.
Wow.
All right. And they say that we can extend our lives
Wow.
up to 300 or 400 years just from vitamins.
304 years?
Yeah. It was a program
I'm
that
gonna-
aired in the
How do you think I'll look at
70s.
300?
We'll still be looking for the horse farm.
By the way, they brought to my attention that I never finished our story after we were singing, and Joe looks where we are. We went in a complete circle. And we were back home by his house.
Right.
And then I said to Joe, it's okay. We weren't meant to see the horse. We weren't meant to see the horses. And he says to me,
What horse?
What horses? I told you I was bringing you to see vegetables. I didn't know about horses.
And you heard it here first.
That's it, right here.
House TV.
And laughter is a healing thing.
it really is. I actually,
It is.
It is.
It
Yeah.
really
And we
is.
did plenty of healing
We
today.
did. We did.
we went back a few years, So that's pretty interesting. So what's one of the biggest things, if you had to name two of the biggest food intake lessons or words that you would want to share, now's your time.
Okay. I would tell everyone that I know that when you go and talk to somebody, the spiel is, you have to diet and you have to exercise. And that's, you have to diet, you have to exercise, you have to diet, you have to exercise.
Okay,
But you know what?
I got two strikes against me.
But
And me.
The thing is, it's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. You have to change the way you live. And that starts from within yourself and the wanting to be healthy. And we're going to talk about other ways of getting yourself healthy.
Yes, that's in our next segment.
That's in our next segment. But right now, the food, you have to read the labels and learn what you're eating. I think that's number one. You
Right.
can't just pick something off the shelf and put it into your body, because it's going throughout your whole system and it's going to affect you in a good way, or it's going to affect you in a bad way. Yeah.
And really quick, because we have to take a commercial break, what's your second?
The second thing would be to eat more plant and vegetables,
Yes.
because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes. And when we come back, thank you so much. That's really, we actually usually start out with Bobby and myself talking about recaps and stuff like that. But Rose, when we were on our way up, had so much valid information that we really wanted to get posted that we decided to do roundtables for the entire show, except for the last segment where we'll sing and move out. But in our next segment, we're going to talk about Reiki,
Energy.
Reiki,
Yeah.
and actually tapping, right?
Right. It's all
so,
yeah.
It's all.
It's
So
all
we'll be
energy.
right back right after these commercials.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to ReneMarie's Stroke of Luck on Madhouse TV. This is such a great show. I'm really honored and privileged to have Rose here as my special guest, and Joe, our special correspondent, and Bobby Baby Walker, BBW. We're gonna really. This is something that I'm very, 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 very passionate about, and so is Bob, and so is Joe, and I know Rose is also. It's that we are all energy. And actually, this book, that I showed you before, really touches on energies and how energies work and how to create things to happen. And, a little story today when, we're on our journey we go on a journey
To
every
find the
week.
horses.
To find the horses.
That's how it started.
Actually, we were, Joe and I, every Saturday, I take a ride to Long Island to be on the show, of course, but I actually leave at 7 a.m. because of the beach traffic, that I don't want to get stuck in the traffic. So I come, and Joe is gracious enough to open his home to me, and we have a great day. We kind of do our language of love work, we do our Judy's Run work, we do our foundation work and stroke awareness and all that. And today, because we got sidetracked and on a conference call, we actually then went to breakfast a little bit late.
Yes.
And we actually met an old friend of Joe's who really never sits with Joe, and he
Never.
sat with us. Why did he sit with us,
Tommy,
Joe?
if you're watching, you've never had a cup of coffee with me at the table until you sat with these two good-looking women.
But the reality is that the synchronicity of the time, because we allowed things to transpire the way they're supposed to and didn't really try to control things, is really a valid,
Definitely,
energetic way that you're supposed to live your life, and it really is very difficult to live that way.
Right.
One of the quotes that I found on Rose's Be Your Healing Home website is, how wonderful it is that nobody needs to wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Anne Frank. What an awesome,
Right? Isn't that
what
great?
an awesome. Tell us a little bit, as I mentioned before, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Rose is involved in Reiki. So tell us a little bit about Reiki.
Well, as a nurse, I was always working on oncology units. And it's, very stressful, and you're dealing with life and death issues all the time. So the hospital that I was working with was very engaged in getting the nurses to go to holistic courses to help the patients, but also to help the nurses to do self-care.
Yes.
So, so I went. And it was the greatest experience that I had. It was a 16-week course. It was long. It wasn't all at one time. It was broken up, but there was a great segment of it that taught you about oils, Reiki, aromatherapy, because you use that a lot,
Yes.
and food, nutrition, all of it. And I really didn't, this is when I really started to learn.
Right.
And I took Reiki 1, and Reiki 1 is that you can do Reiki on clients, and Reiki 2 is that you can do Reiki on yourself, and you can also do distant healing. And then there's the Reiki Master that you can teach Reiki. So I didn't get to that, but I do want to go further. But it's all about energy. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah. And we can, and as
Excuse me, how do you perform Reiki?
Well, you have the client lie down, fully clothed, or they could be really sitting up. If you're going to do something like a neck ache or something like that, they could be sitting up, and you're in like if you're in an environment, like sometimes I would work on some nurses if they had a cramp in their neck, but we were at work. So I couldn't really take them to a room.
Right.
It was
Right.
wherever you
Right.
are, and you try to
Right.
do the best you can. And you would, you would first
Go ahead,
say,
go ahead.
say an intention of what you want to do with this
and
person,
in life,
what they need.
And in life, we should all place our intentions before we do
Start
anything.
doing
Right.
Anything, no
When
matter
we wake
what.
up in the morning,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, if you get up in the morning and you say to yourself, today is going to be an awesome day.
Okay.
Today is going to be a fabulous
This
day.
day.
And you set that intention for the day. It really holds a lot of weight.
It does.
It just makes
It
a
does.
difference. And those things that come in your way, you just kind of let them go, and you
Right.
just go through them. So
And
sorry.
and we're going to get to that later
Yes.
on too, because
Yes.
that's the power of intention and the positive
Yes.
thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there's another exercise for that. But
So the Reiki?
So the Reiki, sorry. And what you do is you ask them, what's the problem? Like,
My
where
neck.
is it? I always tell my, clients to take a deep breath and relax. So you're open to the energy that's going to be coming into you, and that you're in that place. So you have to be open to it also. And you place the hand. What I do is there are certain symbols that you use, so you could either think of them in your mind, and that those symbols in Reiki bring the energy into you
then
and
you
towards
press
you, so then you can feel the energy where the blockage is, because that's what pain is, that's what illness is. It's not a bad energy or a good energy. It's it's blocked somewhere for whatever reason,
Right.
from stress, from something that happened years ago, something that's blocking your energy field from healing itself. So you could do it to yourself, actually.
Right.
But
Okay.
people don't believe that. They always feel that they have
That's
to get
what-
somebody else to do it.
That's what meditation is all about, right?
Meditation is a big part of it. And meditation involves Reiki. That's why I say breathing, just telling the client, okay, take a deep breath, or telling them to prepare before they come. Don't eat heavy. Drink lots of fluids. Relax. Do some breathing exercise before, so they could more readily open
Right.
to the energy that's going to...
Right.
come
So
in.
but that's like, what is it called? Qigong?
Qigong is
Is-
another.
right.
It's also energy healing.
But if you put your hands like this, you can literally feel the energy
energy.
between your hands.
You could
Right?
actually,
If you stop, if
you
everyone
if you
stops-
stop and really breathe and feel it, though, you have to really breathe. Maybe take 3 deep breaths, and then really pay attention. See, that's what we don't do. We don't pay
Right.
attention, and you could feel tingling in your hands.
Because there's so many
You could feel
things
it.
vying
You could
for
feel
our
it.
attention.
Feel
Going on.
vibrations.
You could
That's
feel
what it
vibration.
is. It's the energy that's
It's-
happening.
And you are.
So
We're
you-
all
right.
energy. Energy is
So,
all around us.
Joe-
in the plants,
That's wild.
the trees.
Right. So, Joe, if you go home and you do that and you place your intentions, you can put your energies, healing intention on your leg. Because I know
Right.
you have you may have to have surgery and you don't want to have surgery.
Right.
So that's what we were talking about
We're talking
before.
about, there are certain things that you could get to that place to make it stronger and
Mm-hmm.
to make it more like right there. But that's really what it is. We have
We
the
have-
power
we
in
have
our body.
self-healing
Let me-
powers.
Yes, our
Right.
body is a wonderful healing thing.
Right.
Yes.
I
And
agree.
it heals itself. We have the cells to heal. We have those killer cells. We have the white blood cells. We have all those things that fight infection.
Right.
The problem is we don't give it enough time to do that.
Right.
People want a pill to take care of something. People want this to take care of something.
They want a quick fix.
They
I
want a
think-
quick fix. And
Right.
our body can heal, but we also have to take care of it. We have to give it good things so we could heal better.
Right.
Sleep at
And-
night.
and-
Have a
and-
good rest. We heal. Most of our healing takes place at night.
Yes.
There's an old saying that whatever's man-made can hurt you. You know,
Yeah.
You're right.
taking pills. You know, they create them for a reason, but
For symptoms.
in the long
And the-
run,
Right, we're talking.
run,
Right, we're not
you know,
talking
there's-
short term. We're
right.
talking a lifestyle. We're
Right.
talking about for the length of our
Right.
lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's what we're talking about.
So we're probably going to have to go to commercial in a few
Okay.
minutes. So I just want to make sure we get everything that we were talking about.
Okay,
in.
so that's what Reiki is. You know, setting the
Healing
intention.
powers.
And then you place the hands, and you actually can feel the warmth of the hands on your. I asked the clients, what do you feel? A tingling, a warmth,
Right.
relaxation. They feel different things, and that's what it is. But you're saying the intention, and you're breathing too. So you're
Right.
bringing your energy.
to heal,
Right,
to help
right,
heal.
right. And you're unblocking that. So that's what Reiki is about.
Right.
But there's also different chakras in Reiki
Right.
also.
Right.
So you have
And-
different colored chakras
Right.
that go up, so you have to they're
Right.
supposed to be winding like a windmill, like
Right.
one of those, you know, when you were a kid, you used to
Yes.
blow-
Yeah.
Yes.
and it would go, well, some of them stop and they don't go around because they're blocked. So
Right.
you have to get those to relax, and you meditate and you think of each area of your
Right.
body, and you unblock it.
So this is all connected spiritually also.
Absolutely.
Right, absolutely.
And that's why we need to look internally to fix things.
Right.
And not externally. Because, internally we can heal ourselves, which is why, Be Your Healing Home is so valid. Before we go to break, I want to make sure we touch on tapping.
Okay.
Tapping.
Okay.
I know we had a video, but we're not going to show the video because it's too long. I really
Okay.
want you to show us a little bit about
little bit.
tapping and what it brings to
Yeah.
us.
The first time I heard about tapping was actually I had this job offer. It was at a naval hospital, and so I started really looking into things with that hospital, and I saw tapping came up because they were using it a lot with our Army personnel, soldiers coming back from wars, and because there's so much anxiety and stressors and post-traumatic stress disorder mostly. And they tried it on them, and it worked. And so I said, wow, this is, I'm learning too, just like everybody else. This
Right.
is a learning experience.
Life is an experience.
It's a lifelong experience. And I said, what is this? So I looked into it. I found some videos. I practice it. I always try practicing it. And so what it is, it's actually you're touching pressure points in your body, certain pressure points, the top of your head, over your eyebrows, under your eyes, over here.
And I would
over
say
here.
that's similar to acupuncture, right?
It's right. Those are pressure points too. It's all really the same if you look at it. But what you're saying, you're outwardly saying, I know I have anxiety. I could feel it coming. I know that this is coming. You know, you're tapping on your head. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to, you know.
That's okay.
But you know, you're going in a always
Right.
the same way. So you start either by your hands or you start from the head and go down.
Right. Now, there
And
is
so
a-
you do positive reinforcement. So you're saying you have the
Right.
problem. I know that I have this. I know I have this. And then the second time you go around, the third time you go around, the fourth time you go around, you're saying, but I will get through this. I will breathe. I will not be frightened. I will not be scared.
So there will-
and you
there's
keep on
positive
doing it.
reinforcement,
And you're
right.
outwardly saying it. And it's up here
Yeah.
that forces us to, because when we think negative, our brain thinks negative, and it keeps on reiterating the same negative thing. Don't
Right,
do
and
that.
it
It's
becomes a
fearful.
cycle.
Yes, and you've got to break
recurring
that.
cycle,
And-
a
Right.
automatic
Right.
recurring cycle.
Right.
Right, and you have to break that.
we
and
we have
that's
to
what this
take a
thing-
quick break, and then we're going to go to our singing stage, and we'll wrap things up over
Okay.
there. But I just want to make our audience know that on your website, there is a tapping
Yes.
video.
Yes, a nice one that's very simple, and you could follow along, and then you could always, it's a great training tool, and you could do it yourself, which is
Okay.
great.
Great, thank you so much. We're
Okay,
going to
thank you
take a
very
short
much.
break. We're
Great.
gonna
Thank you.
Rosa's going to come over with the stage because we always close with everybody, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face.
Goodbye.
Oh no! It's like you got I don't. Power.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power. It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Spice Body Spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power! Oh, Spice Body Spray can change a regular smelling man into a man who smells like power!
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chips! Power! It's me.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Hi, it's ReneMarie from Stroke of Luck. Say hi, everyone. Hello, and Bobby Baby Walker, Joe, our special correspondent, and our special guest, Rose, who we're really honored to have the privilege to. Great show. Great show, right? So I'm really happy that you had this opportunity to share your information.
Thank you for letting me be here. It was a great experience.
Oh, God, it was a blessing. It really was. It was. You going to come back?
Yeah, sure.
All
And
right.
we want to thank Madhouse TV.
Yes, Vicky and Tom. Woo!
Thank you very much.
For doing the wonderful job on making us look presentable. We fly in here. So let's rock and roll on the song because we're running out of time. And thank you to Bobby Baby Walker. He's sponsoring the show, so thank you so much. And this song means a lot to all of us. And I never thought I'd feel this way, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad I got the chance to say that I do believe I love all of you. And if you should ever go away, well then close your eyes and try to feel the way you do today. And then if you can remember, let's go everyone, let's go. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. And you came and opened me, and now there's so much more I see. And so by the way, I thank you, and for the times when we're apart, well then close your eyes and know the words are coming from my heart. And then if you can remember, let's go everyone. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Here we go. Here we go. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Have a stroke of luck in your life. We'll be back next week on Bobby Baby's Walker Show and Stroke of Luck in 2 weeks on July 5th. God bless everybody. Let's blow our kisses. Let's go. God bless everybody. Have a stroke of luck.